All right, welcome. And in this lab, we're going to go over the process using FTK Imager to collect a forensic image. Side note, there are a few options when you make the image. One of them is a DD format, one is a SMART format, one is an EO1 file format, and an AFF format. When you're working within FTK Imager, there's also a megabit size, roughly around 1500 by default. Put that to 0, it'll help create one file versus multiple files. And then again, when we are making images, it's important to properly document your case notes, your name as an examiner. When the image is done, it'll produce metrics and statistics around the file integrity. So it'll provide SHA hashes, the MD5 hashes. These are ways to ensure the file has the integrity that's expected from the source. And in our case, as the forensic examiner, creating a digital image of a drive or a folder, whatever source you may be making an image of. So final thoughts again, there's a lot of tools that exist. FTK Imager, which we'll be using today. You can use Autopsy to make a logical image. There's a feature under the tools drop down in Autopsy to make an image not nearly the same as FTK Imager. And it's highly recommended to use FTK Imager over Autopsy in this case. There are some other third-party tools like Belkasoft Acquisition Tool. Within Encase, there's an Encase Imager, and a lot of other third-party tools that exist. So let's get right into this. We're going to, as always, right-click on the tool, run it as administrator for our security tools to make sure we have full admin rights. And when we're in FTK Imager, we're going to go ahead and click on File, Create Disk Image. And in our case here, we're picking a logical drive. I don't have a USB drive plugged into this lab. Here at Maryville University, we can't really use a device on your home and allow it to come through on the virtual lab, so it just doesn't work. You're more than welcome to use your home computer, download FTK Imager, plug in like a USB drive, and collect your image that way as well. So we're going to pick a logical drive, click Next, and in this case on the computer, just to show you, we do have a logical drive here. It's very small. I put a test file on it. This images Y drive should be available. It might be a different drive letter, but you should have some logical drives attached to your virtual machine. So we're going to pick that, click Finish, and now we have to add a destination. Where is this image going to be stored? So we'll add it to, pick your file format, but EO1 like we talked about, which is the Encase image file format. It's the preferred method as a digital forensics examiner collecting an image. Give it a case number. I'm just going to put a random number in here, my initials. Click Next. And where do we want this to go? I'm going to put it on the desktop, but I'm going to make a folder, call it case 13-test-image. Click OK. And then my file name, I'm going to call it case 13 with today's date. Again, any kind of details, the more detailed, the better. And I'm going to change this value that I mentioned in the beginning of the video to 0. And let's go ahead and click Finish. And then let this run. So this will take a little while to run. I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back when it's done. All right, so the image process created, it's now complete with the drive image verify results. So a lot of this information here is something that you would want to record and document just to ensure, again, file integrity is the point of having hashes and to know the calculations of them. So this way we know, did anybody modify it after the original image creation, etc. throughout the case. And this will be very important as part of the digital forensics examiner process. So we'll go ahead and close this. And just to show you here, our image is now created. What we will do is we'll go ahead and click on File. Let's go ahead and add evidence. Let's look at the image. We'll browse to that folder on our desktop. Let's open up the EO1 file, click on Finish, and again, there's our case number. Should be, we'll look at the drive itself. Right, you can see unallocated space. So there's a lot of details and a lot of information that was on that virtual drive. So it's good to make sure you validate your information that you collect after creating the image itself. So I do hope this was helpful. And again, on taking a forensic image using FTK Imager. Have a good day.